Hello students and welcome back to BankExamsToday.com. My name is Ramandeep Singh and today we are going to discuss an important topic. This is the very first chapter for IBPS SO Marketing Mains 2025 exam. Today we are going to discuss elasticity of demand. Every year 2 to 3 questions are asked from elasticity of demand, right? In the professional knowledge जो 60 questions है, पिछले साल भी 1-2 questions आ गए थे, हर साल आते हैं, right? So let's start the session. IBPS SO Marketing Mains course is available on BankExamsToday.com, जिसमें आपको पूरा syllabus cover कर रहे हैं हम, including the marketing management, strategic management, marketing research, and digital marketing. Link to join the course is available in the description, and this is my WhatsApp number. You can ask your doubts here. Okay. So let's start this session with what is demand. पहली बात तो demand क्या है? Demand is the quantity of a good or services that the consumers they are willing and able to purchase. So please note this point. First of all, demand is quantity of goods or services that the consumers are willing. First of all, they want it. The customers, they want the particular product, plus they have money to buy those products. So that is demand, right? At a given price during a given period, right? So demand is not just about wanting a product. Maybe I want Mercedes C-Class, but I don't have that much money. मेरे पास शायद उतने पैसे नहीं हैं. So yeah, what is a demand? If I want to buy maybe a Scorpio, Mahindra Scorpio, I have that much money. तो वो होगी मेरी डिमांड. मर्सिडीज सी क्लास वाली या वैसी कोई पॉश वाली वो ऑब्वियसली नहीं है मेरी, ठीक है. सो दैट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन डिमांड एंड अ वांट. ओके, मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, दिस इज अ सिंपल एग्जांपल. द डिमांड कर्व. एज द प्राइस ऑफ अ कमोडिटी गोज डाउन, किसी भी प्रोडक्ट का प्राइस कम होता है तो उसकी डिमांड बढ़ जाती है. इट्स डिमांड गोज अप, right? If the price of a commodity decreases, the demand goes up. If the price increases, demand goes down. This is a general principle. ये general पता है, आपको भी पता है, right? So we can draw it graphically. This is a simple demand curve. You can see that simple, and then generally this is a demand curve, right? For a normal product, कोई भी normal product है. For example, price, let's say if the price of bikes goes down, if the price goes down recently due to GST, 10% GST कम हो लगेगा. So what would happen to the demand? The demand is going to go up, right? कुछ ना कुछ तो फर्क पड़ेगा. 10% प्राइस कम हुआ है तो GST कम लगेगा. So demand जो है वो 5-7%, 4-5% बढ़ेगी कम से कम. So there is a negative slope. So there is a negative slope in the demand curve. Simple example, अगर मूवी टिकट के प्राइसेस 250 से 200 होंगे, the demand is going to go up. There are some special cases of demand curve. There is a vertical demand curve. This question has been asked in the 2024 exam. In the IBPS SO Marketing 2024 mains exam, this question was asked. Vertical demand curve. So this represent perfectly inelastic demand. So please remember vertical demand curve. So quantity demanded doesn't change with the price. So let me give you an example of salt. Common salt. आपके घर पे salt use होता होगा. Right now, I guess the price of 1 kg salt is maybe 40 rupees per kg, right? And you are consuming maybe one bag of common salt. एक महीने में एक पैकेट आता होगा मुश्किल से, या 3 महीने में एक पैकेट आता होगा, 1-2 ऐसे ही है, नॉर्मल घरों में यही होता है. So let's assume the price of salt goes to ₹80. What would happen? 3 महीने में एक पैकेट यूज होता है. Would you stop consuming salt? No, you will continue consuming the salt, ना. सॉल्ट की डिमांड में कोई फर्क आएगा? नहीं आएगा, राइट? सो द क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड डजंट चेंज एट ऑल. इंसुलिन फॉर डायबिटिक्स, जो डायबिटिक्स वालों के लिए इंसुलिन है, इफ दैट प्राइस गोज अप बाय 20%, 50%, 70%, पीपल विल कंटिन्यू परचेजिंग दैट प्रोडक्ट. लोग परचेज करते रहेंगे. सॉल्ट का प्राइस अगर डबल भी हो जाए, पीपल विल कंटिन्यू कंज्यूमिंग द सॉल्ट, राइट? because people, they need to buy the salt, right? So even if the price go to infinity, there will be no effect on the demand. Infinity to nahi, but see, even if the price of salt goes to, let's say, 200 rupee per kg, there won't be that much impact. ऐसा नहीं कि डिमांड जो है 80% कम हो जाए, डिमांड 10-20% 25% ज़्यादा कम नहीं हो सकती, बट अगर 40 से 80 हो जाता है तो डिमांड विल रिमेन सेम. सो दिस इज अ स्पेशल केस, वर्टिकल डिमांड कर्व. इसको वर्टिकल डिमांड कर्व बोलते हैं. प्लीज रिमेंबर, इट वाज आस्क्ड इन द प्रीवियस पेपर. व्हाट इज हॉरिजॉन्टल डिमांड कर्व? Where the demand is perfectly elastic. Okay, so the consumer buy only at one price. For example, wheat. किसान है, वो गेहूं बेचने जा रहा है मार्केट में रेट चल रहा है लेट्स से 12 रुपये, 120 रुपये क्विंटल चल रहा है. मुझे पता नहीं, आई एम नॉट अ फार्मर. लेट्स अज्यूम 1200 रुपये क्विंटल चल रहा है. And there is one farmer who says कि मैं तो 1500 में बेचूंगा the same wheat. Nobody is going to buy that, right? So wheat in large mandi, if one farmer charges more, no one is going to buy from him. That is horizontal demand. Even a slight change in the price can lead to no demand at all, right? So that is horizontal demand curve. No one is going to buy from him. Moving forward, upward sloping demand. I mean, in the beginning, we saw that the demand is downward sloping. But what is upward sloping demand? Generally, demand का जो simple graph है, demand curve है, that is downward sloping. Then what is upward sloping? It is seen in the Giffen goods and Veblen goods. These concepts, you might have seen them in your MBAs. In case of Giffen goods or Veblen goods, upward sloping demand curve is possible. Then what are Giffen goods and Veblen goods? They defies the law of demand. जो downward sloping है demand curve, उसको defy करके upward है. What is Giffen goods? What if the price of rice, right? Let's say right now, सबसे lowest quality, सबसे सस्ता जो rice है, let's say it is ₹20 per kg. Let's say rice is available at ₹20 per kg and people, they are consuming rice. Even the poorest of poor, they are consuming rice. And let's say the price of rice, I mean, that goes to ₹50 per kg. What do you think? What would happen? क्या होगा? लोग चावल खाना थोड़ी बंद कर देंगे, अनाज खाना नहीं बंद करेंगे. People would still continue buying this rice, but in the past, they were buying rice, maybe they were buying some fish, maybe they were buying some veggies, they were buying onions, veggies and meat, right? Other kinds of, they were buying some chicken, they were buying eggs, and they were, preparing something with that. Okay, उससे बनाते थे. चावल के साथ अंडे खा लिए, चावल के साथ vegetables खा ली, right? But I mean, they were spending, let's say, rupees, if they were spending 20 rupees on rice, they were spending, let's say, 30-40 rupees on veggies, right? But if the price of rice is 50 rupees, they will spend all the food budget on the rice. They will not buy veggies. उनके पास पैसा नहीं बचेगा veggies के लिए, right? So this is what this is Giffen goods. If the price of rice goes up, its demand is also going to go up, right? And then what are Veblen goods? Opposite to the Giffen goods, right? In case of luxury products, as the price goes up, its demand may go up. What अब देखो कई बार for Louis Vuitton bags, they are very expensive. That is why people are demanding that. Okay. So luxury car demand rises with the price because higher price signals prestige. मतलब अपनी पूरा टोरा बनाना है, उसको बोलते हैं हवा करनी है पूरी मार्केट में, राइट? तो उसके लिए they are buying, the rich people, they are buying something that middle class and poor people, they cannot afford, right? Right. So this is Veblen good. As the price increases, their demand also increases. It's very common in case of cars. I mean, if the BMW car is, let's say right now available at 80 lakh rupees, I mean, if the next generation is available at 90 lakhs, the demand may go up. In India, it's not very common, but in many countries, many kind of products, it's very common. But I would say ladies के जो bags हैं, it's very common in that. As a price increase, the demand also increases. Ladies के कपड़ों में भी बहुत common है. So this is the normal demand curve for upward sloping demand. Then what is elasticity of demand? Elasticity measures how sensitive the demand is to change in price, income, or price of related goods. As there is a change in price of a product, income of the target market, or price of related products, what would be the impact on the demand of your product? अगर आप अपना प्राइस चेंज करते हो, अगर आपके कस्टमर की इनकम चेंज हो गई है, अगर रिलेटेड सब्स्टिट्यूट प्रोडक्ट्स के प्राइस चेंज हो गए हैं, देन व्हाट वुड बी इम्पैक्ट ऑन योर प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड, राइट? So what is price elasticity of demand? Simple formula, percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. Simple, you are calculating, mathematically calculating the effect of change in price on the change in quantity demanded. Then what is cross elasticity? So percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price of another product, right? Of maybe substitute product. Maybe good X can be Coca-Cola, Coke, and good Y can be Pepsi, or it can be good X can be tea, good Y can be coffee, right? So substitute products में हो सकता है. That's cross elasticity. Then what is income elasticity? Percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in income. So what we are basically trying to calculate here is in the income elasticity, the impact of change in income on quantity demanded. अगर हमारे कस्टमर की इनकम में चेंज आता है तो हमारे जो प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड है उसमें क्या चेंज आता है. सो इन केस इन जनरल लेट्स से इंडिया में if let's say the what do you say, the income rises in general, if the income rises after 20 years, the income rises, I mean the per capita income rises to let's say $10,000, what would happen? The demand of two-wheelers is going to go down and the demand of cars is going to go up. Yes. So इनकम अगर जनरली सारी दुनिया की इनकम ट्रिपल हो जाएगी ऑन एन एवरेज आफ्टर 10 years, तो कार लोग ज़्यादा खरीदेंगे, बाइक कम खरीदेंगे. जिसके पास ज़्यादा पैसा जाता है वो बाइक पे रहता नहीं है, वो कार खरीद लेता है. सो दैट इज द इफेक्ट ऑफ इनकम. सो टाइप्स ऑफ इलास्टिसिटी विद एग्जाम्पल्स. सो this is a general, what do you say, downward slope of demand curve, right? What do you mean by inelastic demand? If there is a price rise, the demand barely changes. For example, in case of cigarettes, there is case of petrol, there is case of insulin, right? So थोड़ा कम ही आप देखिए change हो रहा है. I mean, in case the price of cigarette goes up from 20 to 25 rupees, what would happen? कितनी की ही demand change हो जाएगी? I mean, it will hardly impact, right? So if the price of petrol goes from 100 to 120 rupees, what would be the impact on the demand? There'll be minor impact, okay? Very, very minor impact, okay? Maybe people will start using the electric bikes, but still the effect would be very, very slow. Unitary elastic, percentage change in demand is equal to percentage change in price. Movie tickets, see, it's very difficult to find a product whereas percentage change in demand is equal to percentage change in price. बहुत difficult है ऐसा कोई product ढूंढना जिसमें percentage change in demand is equal to percentage change in price. ऐसा कोई example भी नहीं है. Movie ticket का example भी I won't say it's a good example. Perfectly elastic. In this case, there is a horizontal curve. As I told you in the past, this is perfectly elastic. If a farmer is trying to एक बड़ी मंडी में, in a mandi where price per quintal of wheat, if the wheat का price चल रहा है rupees 1500 rupees per quintal and a one farmer says I want to sell it for 1600, nobody is going to buy because 1500 पे बहुत सारा available है. Perfectly inelastic, as I told you, in case of insulin, it is vertical. The demand curve is vertical, right? Application in marketing and pricing. What is skimming pricing? Price skimming. So you set high initial price. So it works with the kind of inelastic demand. For example, Apple's iPhone launch price. Generally in the beginning, the prices are really high, but after some time, the prices go down. So they are trying to make a huge amount of profit in the beginning. Starting में बहुत profit कमाना चाहते हैं. Price penetration, setting low prices in the beginning of product launch to capture the market and gradually increase the prices. In case of Jio's entry in the telecom market, in the beginning they gave their services for free. For one whole year, they didn't charge a penny. सबको free में इन्होंने calling की facility दी, and then right now they are like the most expensive telecom provider. दो ही रह गए हैं, but still they are expensive. Value-based pricing, price set on consumers' perceived value. Starbucks coffee versus homemade coffee, price of an online course. आपको लगता है 4-5 हज़ार रुपये देने चाहिए, then we are charging that much money. So that is based upon the value perception. Otherwise, if you see, अगर मैं marketing अगर किसी college में पढ़ाऊँ और आप मेरे पास marketing management पढ़ने आओ, then I would be charging, the college would be charging, let's say, 5-6-7 lakh rupees for the MBA. हम ही लोग अगर वहाँ पे पढ़ाएंगे तो you'll be paying 6 lakh rupee. यहाँ पे you are paying 4,000 rupee. So this is the difference. So let's do some questions. Vertical demand curve represents perfectly inelastic. Let me just hide myself. You have already done these questions. Please give them a look. Vertical demand curve represents perfectly inelastic demand. Let's move forward. I'll pause the video for a second, pause the question so that you can answer it. When cross elasticity of demand between two products is positive, they are substitutes. When cross elasticity of demand between two products is positive, they are substitutes, right? Coke and Pepsi, tea and coffee, they are substitute. Demand curve for given goods is upward sloping. For given goods and for Veblen goods, it is upward sloping. अभी question करे हैं हमने. Veblen good में demand increases with price because of the prestige effect. I mean, टोरा जिसे कहते हैं. Price skimming strategy works best when the demand is inelastic and the product is unique. And in the beginning, the company is trying to make huge amount of profit. Apple's iPhone is a good example. The product is kind of unique and the company is trying to make huge amount of profit in the beginning. Penetration pricing is most suitable when the market is highly competitive. In the beginning, they are trying to build their market share. Starting में वो अपना market share बनाते हैं, बाद में पैसा कमाते हैं. Jio एक अच्छा example है. If price elasticity of demand is zero, demand curve is vertical. That means customers are going to buy anyway. Insulin for the diabetes patients, no matter what, आप जितना भी महंगा कर लीजिए, 500-700 रुपए से उठा के उसको 5,000 रुपए भी कर दीजिए, people are still going to buy that. Demand law of demand assumes that income remains constant, taste and preferences remain constant, price of substitutes and complements that remain constant. All these factors, they remain constant. Which of the following shows perfectly elastic demand? Perfectly elastic demand होती है horizontal demand curve पे. I mean, in case of a mandi, if the wheat is available at 1,200 rupees and a farmer is trying to sell it at 1,250 rupees or 1,300 rupees, he won't be able to sell it. If demand decreases when consumers' income rises, the product is, give your answer. If the demand decreases when consumers' income rises, it's a case, if the demand decreases when consumers' income rises, it happens in case of inferior goods. लोग पहले नॉर्मल परमल चावल खरीद रहे थे, उनकी कमाई अगर बढ़ जाती है, if their income rises, they are going to buy better quality basmati rice. If the people were buying normal rice and if their income rises, they'll start buying basmati rice. So demand for normal rice, which is an inferior good, it will go down. A situation where demand is highly sensitive to small change in price, it has elastic demand. I mean, where a small change in price can have like a major impact on the demand. Restaurant meals, it's a good example. A price of coffee at a coffee shop, a slight increase in price can, can affect the demand. Cross elasticity of demand for complementary goods is negative. The cross elasticity of demand for complementary goods is negative. Slope of demand curve depends primarily on consumer taste, price elasticity of demand, substitutes availability, price of complementary goods, right? Which of the following pricing methods sets price based upon perceived value? That is value-based pricing. And which of the following is an example of unitary elastic demand? If the price increases by 10%, the demand, if there is price fall of 10%, the demand will rise by 10%, right? A is the correct answer. So that's all for today. I hope you like the today's session. You can join the IBPS SO Marketing Mains course, in which we are covering the entire syllabus, including marketing management, marketing research, strategic management, digital marketing. ये सारे के सारे हम cover करने वाले हैं on BankExamsToday.com. This is my WhatsApp number where you can ask your doubts and we are going to answer all your doubts, right? And that's all for today, students. List of our successful students in the past. In the IBPS SO Marketing 24-25, all these students that took our courses and they cracked their respective exams. And I'm really, really happy for them. You can be one of them in the future. And yes, you are going to be one of them in the future for sure. That's all for today, students. Thank you and have a very nice day. Subscribe the channel and like this video. Bye-bye.